Hello, 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 and welcome to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget, give us a little thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, and tell a friend. Welcome to our new members of the tribe. We are talking about today Married at First Sight Australia, Season 12, Episode 19 and 20. Jamal, what'd you think?
Victoria was on fire. That's pretty much what it comes down to. She was not having it. I'm just Tony and Morena. Oof, y'all just leave. Like I'm done. The convenience storyline. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. You're 53 and want a baby. Okay. Um, Adrian is still Adrian. Horrible. Um, Athena again, baby. You should have been left. But overall, I was intrigued.
Oh my
But
God.
what I don't like about this season is all the spoilers I see online because it makes it hard
Yeah.
for me to get invested.
Yeah, because you know what's going to happen, and it
Yes.
kind of sucks. And the one spoiler I would appreciate is what happens with Adrian and Athena, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure because they were together for the Valentine's Day gathering for the girls. She got in the back seat of his car, but she looked really uncomfortable. I didn't like that at all. Um, but whatever you're contractually obligated to do. Hello, everybody in the chat. Hello, Farmata. Hello, Susan. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so let's get started on episode 19. We have the aftermath of Athena's and Adrian's argument. Production's asking Athena if she's okay, and she's not. She clearly is not. She is sobbing on her sister's shoulder. This is just like if we get to Sunday night at the commitment ceremony and the experts do not call out Adrian on his behavior and force him out, I like if they drag this out till decision day, I'm going to be very, very upset.
Yeah, because it's not fair to Athena.
No, it's not fair to her. Like, oh, anyway. Let's see. Back at the apartments, we see her inside of her apartment, and she's talking to production, doing an interview. And he strolls into the room. I thought this was dangerous. Like, was the door open? Does he still have a key?
Exactly.
I didn't feel safe about this, but he walks in and let's see. Did you see the other person out in the hallway? So then, like, at first I was like, oh, this is dangerous. And then I saw somebody like start to walk by and then pull back. So that told me that they were from production. So I'm
Hmm.
like, is this all part of the setup? I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Because either they're antagonizing this young lady or she's in on it. And I don't want to believe that she's in on it.
Same. I would hate to think that about her. I really, really would. Because my whole thing is that this is not to be rude or mean,
Mhm.
but if you would use your child in this manner, I don't like that.
Right. Right. Well, Adrian comes in there and he's trying to put the blame on what happened at lunch on her sister. And I felt like he was asking a lot of patronizing questions. Like she will respond to something or ask him something, and his rebuttal is to ask her another question, but it's a question to make her look bad. It's just so weird how he converses with her.
Yeah, he's not okay, he's very antagonistic in his dialogue. It's
Hmm.
never a conversation, it's always a fight.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I even made a note here that it seems like he's baiting her.
Yes.
And like to me, he's trying to do that so that she could either wig out and be that aggressive, angry female, or so he could call her crazy.
Like to me, the way he treats her is the definition of gaslighting. That's just my take. My
Mhm.
take.
Let's see what else he had to say. He says that he's embarrassed for her and her sister. The audacity. What about your friend and your two twin sisters? Like what? And then he's asking how old is her sister? They're a
Right?
twin. Don't you know how old Athena is?
Exactly.
It was just very embarrassing for him. She kicks him out of the room and tells him, "Don't ever come back." Then we see him telling the producers that he's taken accountability for his actions when he was wrong, and he's apologized. Um, but this time he's done absolutely nothing wrong, and his family has done nothing wrong. And he's gonna see if she owns up to her sister's action. And I said, when exactly has he taken accountability for anything?
Exactly. And my thing with those two, I really felt that if Jasmine hadn't been there, it would have been okay. Because she was doing most of the yapping.
Mm-hmm.
The two sisters were just kind of like jumping in, trying to protect Jasmine, but Jasmine didn't need protecting. Jasmine really didn't need to be there.
But the other sister came back in and was very patronizing to her, saying, "Oh, well, I'm a mother too, and I left my child, to come up here and do this." As if it's any comparison to Athena leaving her child for weeks. She left her kid for a few hours.
Exactly.
I don't get it. Yes, yes, Susan, I'm embarrassed for that narcissistic SOB. I'll add on the end. That's their part. Let's see. Jeff and Ree are going over how great it was to see their families. Jackie and Ryan, they think that they had a wonderful friends and family event. Um, and then she makes him get up to dip her again. How many times is he gonna have to do this?
For the
And
rest of their
why?
time there.
But why am I rooting for? Why am I rooting for him to drop her again?
I think it's just because she's annoying at this point.
Oh my
She's
god.
remember I said that she's always looking for a moment. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, yeah. With Morena, with Morena and Tony, she's complaining that she doesn't like to eat ice cream if someone has double dipped. So we know they haven't even kissed. If you worried
Hmm.
about him putting a spoon in the ice cream, but he doesn't care. It's like he's not even listening to her anymore. Um, what else? Oh, then we flash to them. Now it's their friends and family opportunity. And they're at the restaurant, and she has two of her friends come, and Tony has two of his friends come. Why are all of Tony's friends so young?
Hmm.
And why does Tony like to hang out with young people? Like, I don't understand why they matched him with someone older than him. I feel he asked for someone younger, and that's what they gave him just to cause friction.
Agreed. And my thing is this: I want to know how old the ex-wife was.
Mm-mm.
I do, because like you said, like he was expecting someone younger as well. I'm like, oh, but we find that out later. Sorry.
But he's only saying that now. Like, okay, so they're sitting down, and he's saying it's great, and Marina starts, chiming in about how miserable she is, and all the things, all the things. And so her friends try to do a deep dive into why she's feeling this way because they notice she doesn't look happy. His friends are like, have you given it a chance? Like, what are we doing here? This woman is miserable. Um, Oh my gosh. What else happened here? Marina just says she's not good. She says he wants to shove everything under the rug. He doesn't want to talk about any issues while she does. Um, she says, I'm not going to attack him. She's very honest with her feelings, and she says to Tony, he doesn't realize how much, I guess, his non communicative style hurts her. And her friends are basically looking at each other. They say that she's not herself, and her friends want to know what changed since the wedding because they were at the wedding. So
Right,
I'm thinking that they're gonna talk about what it is that we heard, but
right.
instead, Morena says something about when he found out about my age at the wedding, he was done. So you trying to put this on Tony when it? Oh, I was confused.
Here's the reason why I was confused because Tony was the one who defended her from Steve when Steve like was critical of her age. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, that doesn't really make sense to me because he defended you. He defended you about your age.
Yeah.
So I don't see how the age thing would really matter in this situation.
Well, Tony then tries to flip it. Let me tell you, Tony is an old version of Elliot and Adrian, and way better at this. Tony then asks her friends, "What is Morena like?" And they said that she's a knockout. She lights up a room when she walks in. And Tony says he's looking for that person. Tony just wants to have fun. Um,
Hmm.
Her friend says if you haven't connected, then that would hurt her. Morena says he goes away every weekend and she sits there on her own, wandering the streets of Sydney. Really, Morena? Sorry. Um, she says she's worked 7 long years to fix herself, and she didn't come on the experiment to go backwards. Her friends are asking why wouldn't you take her with you? And he says, because I like my time. It's Tony time. His friends chime in and they say, everyone has their own ways of decompressing. And her friends say, if you want your own time, you can't be in a relationship, which is, I don't think that's 100% fair because if you're married, Jamal, like you're not locked to your spouse 24/7. You can have some time away, like to go be with your friends, right?
Agreed. You need time apart in order to you need a chance to miss each other. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, like I'm not saying like to go away for like 6 months at a time, but if you want to have a guy's night and I want to have a girl's night, or go to the spa or get my hair done or something, or like you go to the golf range or something, that should be allowed. We don't have to be attached at the hip. So this wasn't making any sense to me. Um, what else? So then his friends are saying, well, why don't you guys just live in the moment? And Tony says that's what he's looking for. Um, his friends say that she needs to stop focusing on negative situations. And they say how much fun he is and very charismatic. Um, Morena, she doesn't like this at all. She says you don't know him in a romantic situation, which is valid. She brings up the headlocks, and her friends say, "Well, that's not funny." She's allowed him to let her feel this way, and Tony wants to know how he took her personality away. She said when he found out she was 57, he was gutted. And he says, Marina, you don't look 57, you look 40. That's a lie. Tony, come on now. Tony says age is really nothing, it's her personality. She tells Tony that he's emotionally unavailable. Tony says he's tired. Sorry, Tony says that he's tried everything to make her happy. She's upset and angry all the time, and it's draining him. Her friends ask Tony if they could speak with him privately. And then it takes a turn because when he's talking with her two lady friends, all of a sudden the issue, his need for reproducing a child comes up. I'm like, where this come from? Where this come from? And her friends did her dirty. Because if she's already sitting over there agitated about him being turned off because he found out she was older than him, how is it going to make it any better him going over there and telling her that he needs a child?
Thank you. Okay, I'm glad it wasn't just me.
That
Because
made no sense to me.
okay, I understand where they're coming from. They were like, okay, I think they were looking at it more like a relief that like, oh, it's him, not her. But I'm like,
Not in the emotional
friends,
state she was in.
thank you.
That was just throwing gasoline onto the fire for me. That was just weird. But he goes, he takes their advice um, to heart, I guess. Hold on, let's see her friends. Oh my God. One of her friends says, she'll understand because she has kids and that he wants kids or at least a kid. That wasn't making sense to me at all. It wasn't. Um, they get back to the apartment and he actually tells her this nonsense. She says that he's never said that. And it doesn't look like Morena is buying it at all. She says
She's
he's
not.
53. Very strange. It doesn't add up. She says that he should just say that he's not into her because, if anything, um, with the story, he's insulted her again. With this new story about wanting a kid, he's insulted her again. Her friends don't know her. She says that he's blindsided her and now she has no respect for him. This is done. They better both write leave. But
Exactly.
Tony gonna come in there writing stay.
You think?
Tony's on vacation. Next up is Karina and Paul. They have their family time. Everybody's happy. Everybody's great. Paul sees his sister who couldn't come to the wedding. He's so happy. Everybody meets Karina for the first time and vice versa with her family. No, wait. This is the one with the auntie?
Karina and Paul's
Yes.
auntie, yeah.
The auntie that want to know about their sex life.
She had
How
me cracking up.
droll. She was doing too much, though.
But
She was
remember,
doing,
she's consistent because she's the same way at the wedding.
and I had enough of her at the wedding. But that's it. They had a good time at their lunch. Nothing big happened. Then we get to Veronica and Elliot. My God. My God. I can't believe her friends believe Tony. I can't believe they gave him the story of wanting a baby because they brought it up. Farmata, the two women brought up wanting a child, not him. He latched onto it and said, okay. But that's where he made his biggest mistake. Let's see. Veronica is struggling with trying to get anything out of Elliot, especially after her conversation with Lauren. Their next task is the confessions letter. We don't hear hers, at least I don't remember hearing hers. But he tells her a story about when he was little, his younger sister had diabetes, fell into a diabetic coma. His mother was crying. He didn't know what to do. And then he remembers his dad coming in and being very stoic and take charge. He calmed the mother down and he worked with the medical professionals, and it was the scariest time of his life because his sister was sick and he didn't know what to do. And basically, he saw how his father took charge of everything, kept a level head, and it formed his personality and to the man that he is today. And that's why he tries to analyze situations without overreacting and showing any emotions. I didn't get anything out of this story either, but I'm just mean.
Well, the reason why I didn't get out of it because it just seems so kind of generic in a way.
Yes,
Like,
it was very elementary school.
and the way he was talking about was so plain and so like regular schmegular. It's like, okay, how does this really affect you? Which is what Veronica was trying to get at.
Okay. Hello, mate. Sorry I'm late. I was on Tracy time. Oh, welcome, Tracy. It was just very. It, I'm not gonna say anything more about it because it is his sister, and bless her heart, you know. A few hours later, Elliot notices a shift in Veronica's attitude since the letter. He's asking her if she's okay, and she's not. And he doesn't understand. He's like, what's going on? She says that the memory wasn't enough for her. She didn't get to know him on a deeper level or find out his emotions or find out his blood type or if his colon is inverted. She didn't find out all of that. Like she doesn't know what his DNA strands are. Mind you, I'm saying all of this, but I was loving this scene because she was doing to Elliot what Elliot does to everybody else, just like 1,000 times worse. And it was so unexpected to see this coming from a woman. I loved it. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, I loved it.
I mean, she stood her ground and she was trying to get through to him, but he was just not understanding what she was saying.
Well, he wanted the easy way out to me because he kept on
True.
saying, well, tell me, tell me, tell me. And she was. But if you yourself said in that letter that you are not capable of emotions, you basically don't have empathy. Um, Veronica, what do you expect? Blood from a stone? I know. It's just weird. But Veronica is sick and tired of arguing, sick and tired of not getting anything. So she packs up her some of her stuff and she leaves. He asked her where she's going, and she said, "Oh, wait." He asked her where she was going, and she said, "Were you here just a minute ago? I shouldn't have to explain everything to you."
Okay, she had me screaming.
She has some snarky little comments for him. She says, "You're not a child." He says he's confused, and replies, "What are you confused about?" um, she asked him, "Why do you think I'm upset?" And he says, "I would love to know. Please inform me." He wants to know why his most painful memory wasn't enough for her. He poured his heart out. she didn't feel like she learned anything. He says maybe that has to do with your ability to listen and take in what he's saying. Part of the experiment is to empathize with the other partner. He keeps harping on about, her saying that it isn't enough. Um, she says she doesn't want to listen to him anymore. And I said, "Oh, look at him getting a taste of his own medicine." He could not imagine diminishing something that was important to someone the way, like she did. Um, I thought that was quite ironic. I really did. This show is a mess with them. But in this particular episode, it confirmed for me that she's a hired actress, and production is getting back at Elliot. Let's see. Oh, she does come back to the apartment later because after thinking, she realized that he's very sensitive. So she's come back to see how they can sort this out. He's confused about what's going on, and this makes her very salty. She says she's having a visceral reaction to being met with nothing. So he starts to get a little agitated. Um, let's see. He goes and he gets his letter and he wants to know what is it about the letter that doesn't tell her anything about him. He's reading it. He doesn't like to be interrupted. He thinks it's unreasonable that she doesn't know facts about. Wait, no, she thinks that it's unreasonable that she doesn't know facts about his life unless he shares it. This argument kept on going round and round and round the drain. It was circling the drain. It wasn't getting anywhere. I was frustrated with all of their interactions. Um, but good on her for standing up to him. And
Absolutely. She just wasn't going for it, and I think what she's upset about is like his lack of emotional intelligence
mhm,
and the fact because I understood what she was saying, and the fact that he couldn't. She's like, I just told you. It's like he could not like he just is a kind of a shallow type person, but he
mhm.
does like her though. He does like
He
her,
does
and
like
she
her because that's why he keeps on trying.
like he was looking defeated though. I'm like, you gonna make me sit here and look bad for this feel bad for this man.
But
So I was
that's
feeling bad
because
for him.
no one's challenged him like this. He's been able to
Yes,
steamroll over everybody else. I have a note here that says, I wish I could see Veronica do this to Adrian. Like, I want her to eviscerate every douchebag on this show. Duh, 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 duh. Then, like, towards the end of their going back and forth, all of a sudden she just starts saying, "Don't raise your voice to me." She's setting boundaries. Don't do this to her. And she says she's had enough. Good luck, Elliot. And she leaves the apartment. That whole scene left me bewildered. Production follows her down the hallway to another room. Like she don't even have the key to her spare room. What is going
exactly.
on here? And when they let her into the room, she calls Elliot a psychopath. What? How did we get there? Production is asking her if she's okay. Production is doing this a lot this season. They are like
Hmm.
talking and asking them if they're okay. Like, what is happening on this show? She says,
But I think what it is with her is she makes us say that she has no patience. And the fact I think
Mhm,
with the way she's reacting, because like she's a person who has very limited patience. I'm very similar. When I try to
mhm.
explain things to you and I feel like I'm explaining to you correctly from my point of view, and you're not still not understanding, I get frustrated. I just walk off too. And he, I think that I agree with you on this. I think in his life, he's used to people just going along with what he says and what he says is
Mhm.
right, and she didn't do that. She stood her ground. She wasn't backing down,
Mhm.
and he looked so bewildered that he didn't know what to do. And she's
Yep.
frustrated with him because she's like, okay, I just shared something that's deeply personal. She has endometriosis, right? In
Mhm.
her mind, she's like, I've just shared a big part of my life. I really don't share it. It's super personal, and this is all you're giving me, which is nothing. And I think that's where it really stems from.
Yeah. No, it is. It is. But Elliot, after that conversation, thought that they were finally getting somewhere. What part of that conversation were y'all getting somewhere? Um, he says he thought he was supposed to be the guarded one. Um, she doesn't know how she's meant to deal with somebody like that. And Elliot says, her saying that she has walls up and doesn't trust him. Um, like that's what he was thinking they were getting somewhere because now he knows her situation. Um, he he says he wanted to say things because he doesn't but he wanted to say things in that conversation, but he didn't want her to take it in the wrong way. Um, he can't do anything with passive aggressive communication. And I'm like, oh, so you know about that.
Right.
What he wants to know
So,
is how we can get beyond it, and that's the next question. I don't think you're capable of that.
mm-mm. I think here's the thing with him. I think he's capable, but he needs someone like Veronica to really challenge him.
Mm-hmm.
And I find it interesting. Here's the thing. I find it interesting the simple fact that when Lauren would speak back, he had an issue. It was a problem, blah blah blah. But when
Mm-hmm.
Veronica does it, you know, he's kind of bewildered and he's wanting to work on it. So it just shows how much he really likes her, and he needs someone just as strong, like strong-minded as he is, if not even more, because she just completely just dressed him down, and he was just like, "What happened? What did I do? What's going on?" Which is your like, and the simple fact is this: the way he left Lauren, if he just went to Lauren and just said, "Hey, I want to have X amount of children. I don't. I was looking for someone younger." If he was just straight off the bat honest with Lauren, this wouldn't be a thing. But the simple fact that he went about the way he went about it, it's a thing. He's lost,
Mm-hmm.
basically.
Yeah. I think Elliot can dish out this type of behavior but has no capacity to get it back in return. And the difference between Veronica and Lauren is that Lauren, he didn't care about her and she didn't care about him. They were both two
True.
dry pieces of toast. So it was easy for him to discard her on the honeymoon. This
That's
one
fair.
he has some sort of attraction to, and I think when she revealed her endometriosis, I think he saw that so she has a weakness, and he thought he would take advantage of it. But she didn't give him the opportunity to because she started in on him first, which he's not used to. He let his guard down, trying to listen to the experts, trying to make a good impression with her, and it's all crumbling, and he can't get his footing. Oof, 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 oof. Marcia says, "Bless Elliot's heart. If only his personality matched his looks. He needs to drink more water. He looks dehydrated." Tracy, what I was saying yesterday was I thought maybe Veronica was a friend family of Lauren and they were working together to make Elliot miserable. Wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't that be funny? But I think she's a plant from production. I feel she's an actress. She's just too good at it. And you'll see during the dinner where she pivots. She's really good at this. Hold on. Oh dear. Scotland, Elliot is a fool. Yeah. He should never have been brought back. I agree with Scotland. I agree. Um, let's move on to Jamie and Dave. They had their family day together. Her dad was priceless. Cause didn't she say that this her dad used to go to church and pray for her to find a man?
Yes.
Like he's ecstatic that it's working out. Like someone is taking Jamie off of his hands. Oh my god. I think everybody is just happy to see them happy together, and that's really sweet. I hope they make it. Quite honestly, they're the only two that I hope make it.
I mean, they're the only one to me. They're the only ones that have hope based on what we've seen on the social medias.
Yes, Scotland, love these two. Jamal is totally indistinct, can barely tell what he's saying. Thank you, Nala.
Must be the earphones to adjust them. How's that?
Mm. Let us know if the audio is better. All right, so let's go to the other episode 20. Okay, so this episode starts with a warning saying that it contains adult themes. Wow. Never seen that happen on mind you, I did not watch Australia, Married at First Sight Australia from season 1, but I've never seen a banner come up like this.
I
So
was
this
shocked.
Yeah, I was kind of like what the hell's going on here? So it's the morning of the fourth dinner party. Um, there's been a development overnight.
I'll be
Karina
right
and
back.
Paul are in separate rooms. So let's pull up these two so we know who we're talking about. If I can find their damn pictures. Here we go. We're talking about these two. Now these were supposed to be two of the most loved up successes this season, them and Jamie and Dave. But overnight, they had an issue. They were out with Ree and Jeff. Hold on, Jamal's back. You back?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay, so guys in the chat, just give us a heads up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Are you hearing me, Jamal? Jamal?
Hold on.
I think, yeah. Oh, you sound a lot louder now.
Okay, yeah, I just switched. I just to my AirPods to see if that would make it better.
Okay, thank you. Thanks in the chat for bringing that to our attention. We appreciate it. Um, okay, so they're in separate rooms. They were out with Ree and Jeff the night before. She puts on a song, meaning Karina puts on a song and says, "I slept with this rapper," and Paul didn't take it well. They came back to the apartment. Um, she wanted to resolve the issue because she saw he was upset. He wanted to shut down and remove himself and have some like just alone time to process. And in the midst of all of that, he punched the door. And so he was moved to another room.
Apparently,
Apparently,
some
Rhea and
clue.
Jeff thought nothing of the comment when it was said, but Paul felt disrespected in the way Karina just brought it up. And I want more context to what happened here. Oh,
Yes.
I,
So my thing is
like,
this.
yeah, go ahead.
The
Mhm.
yeah the way it's laid out, it seems like Paul's being very unreasonable and just overreacted. And I was got it
Mhm.
just because the fight itself made no sense to me. Like she
Right.
said, we all have a past. We talk about, we laugh about, ha ha ha. But
Mm-hmm.
for him to go and just be ridiculous about it, I'm like, is there more that we're not seeing? Were other things said? Stuff like that. So it just seems like an overreaction to me.
It did, but then again, why would you put on a song and then just out of nowhere announce, "Oh, I slept with him"? This is still a new relationship. Whether y'all went hiking 8 months ago or not, it's still a new relationship. I don't tell my body count to current partners. I just don't. It's just weird why she would bring that up. I do agree. Him over, like, did you think she was a virgin? You knew she wasn't. Or are you threatened that she was with a more successful man than you that doesn't have to rely on reality TV for a check? Anyway, like I felt we were missing a lot of information. A lot.
It felt
Um,
disjointed to me, like it came out of nowhere.
mm-hmm.
Like
Yep.
here's the way it came across to me. And this may sound bad. It seems like production got involved and so like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, y'all are boring. We don't have that much exciting content from you. You have to give us something, and this is what they came up with. Like you said, like you just for her to randomly put on a song and say what she said,
Mm-hmm.
it just doesn't make any sense.
But remember from the very beginning of this season, I looked at Paul and I said, I want to see the other shoe drop. Why would you allow production to curate your storyline to be in a physically abusive situation? You got to
Agreed.
live after this show. You're a physical trainer or whatever. What woman is going to want to train with you? It makes no sense. It makes no sense if it was a production storyline or if he did it and allowed them to air it. Like, this makes no sense to me because there's life after this show.
Agreed.
Okay, so Susan says she watched it 3 times and it was junk. She said they had talked about their past. Yes, she did. So what was it? It, like, to me it sounded like he was threatened by the status of who she's had I don't even think it was a relationship. She said she slept with him. That could be like a one night thing.
Exactly.
I don't know. I don't know. It starts with walls and doors, and then, like, yes, this is true, Scotland. But I swear, when they were first talking about this, they said he punched a wall. And by the time they got to the dinner, he had punched the door. So I don't know what it was that he punched. I'm grateful that it wasn't Karina, but we missed a lot of this. He goes back to her apartment and he's crying. And he apologizes to her, I will say. Um, she accepted it real quick. She says she doesn't feel threatened by him. She has a lot of confidence in him. I wouldn't. But he says that, let me see. He says, um, oh, he said, oh God, this part I was with him. He said he had a hard time with her apology the night before because she was saying, I'm sorry, but when y'all apologizing, don't ever put in but. And I think that's what set him off. But if one word set you off, Paul, we would be done. Um, and at this point, it seemed like they were telling two different stories about what happened. So they had lost me. He says that she was getting all riled up, but she says he's getting dramatic. So what was it? She said it wasn't all of that. She told him to go if you need space. Um, do you like? I was wondering if he had issues. So she was telling him to go if he needed space, but he's saying she wanted him to stay and resolve the argument. Which one is it?
I agree.
Um,
It can't be both in this particular situation.
yeah, but she says she wants to give him the benefit of the doubt and see if they can move forward. But you've been warned. Now, this dinner party marks the halfway point in the experiment. We visit Jackie and Ryan. Okay, let me take it.
Unfortunately,
We visit Jackie and Ryan, and Jackie is pissed because Ree put her on blast last week in front of everybody regarding the text. And she now feels that Jackie broke girl code, um, or a code of humanity or something like that. I don't know. It was just so stupid. But again, she
humanity.
has sat there and thought about this for the entire week, how she's going to get attention at the dinner party.
Exactly. Remember, she's always looking for a moment. Always.
Mhm. Yep. We see Athena and Adrian. They're getting ready in separate rooms. And Athena doesn't think that he's done any of the promises that he made last week at the commitment ceremony. Agreed. Beth and TJ, they nailed all their tasks. They're happy. Lauren and Clint, she says that they're building a friendship and she feels good about going to the dinner party. Clint hopes that everyone behaves themselves this week. Veronica and Elliot, they're still in two separate apartments. He goes to visit her and she doesn't even want to let him in the room. What is happening here? What did we miss?
People are. This show has gone off the rails.
She lets him in. She says that she's not hearing any accountability or apologies. Nothing. He wants to know, what do you want an apology for? She says, I'm not your mother. I'm not here to fix you. If you don't know what you're supposed to apologize for, too bad. He goes and interrupts her, and she says, I would like to finish one sentence without you interrupting me. She says, I just want to go to this dinner party and get it over with. He says, fine. Enjoy your last dinner party. Welcome back, Elliot. Hold on. What is Scotland saying? Oh, this whiner. You guys like spoilers? Yes, we do. Share them at the end of the recap.
I mean, here's nothing with spoilers at this point. They didn't put like pretty much the whole season out there. The cast is speaking out. Hey, at this point, it's not a spoiler. It's just information we ain't heard yet, in my opinion.
Yep. Yep. Okay, so we get to the dinner party. Everybody comes in. We see who's coming single, who's coming in pairs. Jackie and Ryan are the first one to get in there, and she says that she hasn't cried in 4 days. Remember that. Remember that. Um, but she then has a conversation with Jamie, and she says that she's been crying all week about what Ree did to her. Jamie goes over to Ree as soon as she arrives and gives her the heads up, and Ree could not give two shits about it. She must be having daily sex with Jeff. She doesn't care. Adrian walks in and says, I lost my wife, as a joke. This man is pathetic. But what happens next? He's sitting down and telling all the boys about what Athena and her sister did and how rude and unaccountable for the behavior and how they treated his family and all of that. They have Athena outside of the door, listening to everything that he's saying. And she's like, wait, what is he saying? Is he talking about me?
I was
She's
screaming.
hearing everything. So when she comes in, he comes over, hug, kiss, and then pulls her to the side and sits down with her and lays out the game plan and telling her, let's not talk about the family time. And she was like, wait, what? Isn't that what you was just doing? He was like, huh? Come again. Wait, what? She said, I heard you. We're not doing this. Athena is here. Athena's here. She's not taking any more of his bullshit anymore. I loved it. I loved it. It was a good scene. Well created. Because production set all of that shit up.
Oh, 1,000%.
Mm-hmm. When Elliot's in the cocktail party, he says his two wives were arm in arm, and it was like an unholy alliance. Elliot is a mess. He is a mess. Dinner is served, and then Paul gets everyone's attention at the table and makes this long, drawn out confession about what he did. He says he felt trapped. He lost control. He punched a hole in the bedroom door. And the experts are outraged hearing this. But y'all ain't outraged at what Adrian's been doing this
Thank
entire
you.
season. He left Lauren. Yes, he did. Oh, yeah. Clint is with Jackie now. I told y'all, leave the spoilers for the end.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, since we talking about spoilers, blah blah blah, did
Mm-hmm.
you hear that they from what I read that they moved in together?
Yeah. That was one
A
of the first
mess.
things that you mean Jackie and Clint, right?
Yeah, they moved in together.
Yeah, that was one of the first spoilers that I saw, that they were living together in his mansion. And then their first official outing as a pair was at a sporting event in
Yes.
Tasmania. Yeah.
Hmm.
And the last thing I heard was that they're starting a business together.
I'm not. I'm
Mhm.
not mad. I'm not mad though.
Let's see. He says he's never done this in his entire life and it'll never happen again. Um, the experts think that the group doesn't know how to handle this type of situation. Dave, speaks up and says that Paul has let him down a little bit. Dave says if you're angry, you move away. Ryan chimes in as well and says, violence is unacceptable. Um, I've seen so much already. Go for Scotland, Jackie and Clit, Adrian, Jasmine. Oh yes, the dirt on Adrian and Jasmine. That is epic. What are you doing, Jamal? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just spilled some water. Oh hell.
Oh no. Okay. Well, you go and take care of that.
Oh yeah, it's
Uh,
right here. It's no big deal.
okay.
I'm listening. But yeah, so okay, I heard about that whole Adrian and Jasmine situation. I was like, what?
That was his best friend.
Right?
His
I'm like,
best
how?
friend.
I'm like, how long we got best friends? That's what I want to
Mhm.
know.
And then coming back and putting up those apologies on social media to Athena, saying she didn't know until she got back from her vacation with her best friend. Ciao, bye. Let's see. Jamie asked Karina how she feels, and Karina says the behavior came by surprise. It was a shock, but um, you know, she doesn't want it to be like this. It was just like I agree with the experts when they said that she's not reacting to this. I don't know if it's correctly, but they were surprised by her reaction to it. And if there's anything else going on in like inside her head.
Right. She seems very numb and disinterested.
Mm-hmm. She says she wasn't scared. She's not scared to be in the apartment with him. But she won't tolerate that behavior. Um, he understands what he's done, and he's taking accountability and owning his actions. Um, and she says she forgives him. That was quick. Okay. Elliot then has a talking head saying that he would like to hold Paul accountable for what he's done, and he wants to talk to him about it. No one takes you seriously, Elliot. Unbelievable. The experts are just shocked that this would have happened, especially to their star couple. Um, they want to know if Karina has been impacted by the incident. I think it was John who said obviously she's taking one for the team, but she has to have some sort of feelings about the situation. No, she don't. No, she don't. So was the baby news they teased us with Tony 1 and 1? Yes, it was
Yes,
very deceptive and disappointing,
I
Scotland.
was I was very like not happy with that. 'Cause I could let me tell you. I'll tell you what I thought. I thought it was gonna be Jamie and Dave announcing that they're pregnant. They're super excited. But when they came off the whole Tony and Morena, I'm like, you know what? Y'all could have kept that. Y'all could have kept that.
Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so then we have Jeff asking Athena where they are at the moment, and Athena says they're in separate apartments. They had a horrible friends and family catch up. She goes into detail everything that happened. Um, you know, he tries to butt in, but somebody at the table tells him to shush. They want to hear her. She said that the at the end of the day, there was a lot of false promises made to her, and at the end of the last commitment ceremony, he says no, there wasn't. She's confused as to why he wrote "stay." The group asked how he has shown up for her, how he has changed. He says he asked Athena to go for a walk. I was like, wait, what? Okay. Jamie Jamie actually makes fun of him in the confessional. Veronica is actually laughing at him at the dinner table, which was priceless. Beth, she asked if he's even like taking her out for dinner, and she says no. Athena says no, and Adrian says yes. He says, yes, we went to Nando's. Now, what the hell is Nando's? I meant to Google this before we got here, but is it like a fast food place? It seems like it's a chain restaurant.
Right.
What is Nando's in Australia?
Because the reason why I take it that way, like you do, because no one seemed impressed.
No, they were laughing. Okay, Nando's is a fast casual restaurant chain in Australia that serves peri peri chicken, burgers, salads, and more. So it's basically like
Subways.
a McDonald's. No, not Subways. No, not Subways. No. Mm-mm. We're not doing that to Nando's. It is a step above McDonald's. Subways. They don't even use tuna in the tuna fish. I Dave and Jamie's parents to the fish. Idiots. I was hoping it was Jamie and Dave too. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted them to be pregnant. Um, let's see. Hold on. Where's Nando's? Okay, and everyone's just laughing. Okay, so he says everyone is missing how he's feeling. Rhea is fed up with the way how Adrian is treating Athena and vocalizes it at the table. Um, Rhea tells him Athena is not hard to please. She wants to give you the benefit of the doubt, and she's been there, meaning he hasn't pulled his weight of the relationship. And I think it, like, Ree doesn't really say much. She's very quiet. So for her to have actually spoken up and vocalized this was like, it was impactful for me because she doesn't really get involved in any mess. Um, but I thought that was very nice of her. Then the boys start drilling in on him, asking him if he think he's done the work this week, and he says in his mind, yes. Um, Let me see. Athena says she just feels let down by all of his actions and she stopped trying so hard. She says that there's been so many times that he's asked her what she wants in a partner, and the reason why he doesn't know is that he's never listened to what she said. Um, he says that he's done talking. He's got nothing else to say, and he gets up from the table and leaves. He's so disrespectful when he does this because if he can't cut her off verbally, he cuts her off by disengaging physically from the conversation. He's such a coward. Next they go to Morena. Who cares? Well, she says that, she's struggling. She's discovered that he wants a baby. She can't have one because the shop is closed. Um, Tony says that, where I have a problem is when you get angry. It pushes me away more. You know how beautiful and pretty you are, but your personality is the shit. Um, Adrian starts covering his face because he's laughing at that. Like, Adrian takes pleasure in disrespecting women.
Yes.
And so does Tony. So does Tony. I think that's why they have connected so well. Tony has stood up for every reprobate male on this show. Every single one. There's something not right with Tony. Morena isn't the best thing, but I don't think she deserved a Tony. Let's see. The experts think that this is harsh. Morena says that she deserves to be loved, she deserves to shine, and she knows what she's looking for, and it's not to have a baby. Boom. We hear from Beth and TJ, they're doing well. We go to Clinton and Lauren. Clint and Lauren. Why did I call him Clinton? My apologies. They're talking about their challenges. Jackie is sitting next to him, looking at him like he is a snack, and she's licking her lips. They think it's a foundation that they're building. A foundation to friendship. Elliot is looking at them and is not looking happy either. The focus turns towards Veronica and Elliot, and this was a whole shit show. Do you want to do this one, Jamal? I need a drink of water.
Sure. Now, who are we starting with? Who are we starting with? Just so I know.
Veronica and Elliot at the dinner table.
So, this was interesting for both on both ends because she acknowledges that she's not the easiest to deal with and that she has no patience. And everyone feels like they'd be good together. I agree. Also, she's open to the relationship, which I'm not mad at. But if she's going to be in a relationship, she has to be more patient, and that's a red flag for me. Only because you don't learn patience overnight, and he's the type of person where it takes him multiple how can I say this? Multiple repetitions for him to get the point. So she better buckle up for that. It's not gonna be easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And on his end, it's not he. I don't think he's changed. I think he just found someone he actually likes and cares about, and wants to build something. Like you said, with Lauren was just a throwaway. They didn't care about each other, so it's easy just to toss her to the side. He
Mhm.
actually feels something for her,
Mhm.
and he wants to explore it. But for his part, he is going to have to learn to go beyond surface level. Because
Yes.
if he cannot get beyond surface level, that's going to test the patience she does not have or has not learned. So
Mm.
that's where I see it for them at this point. It has a, I mean, overall, it has a chance,
Mhm.
but it's not this time. It's not only going to be on Elliot. They both have to do the work.
Yeah. And I thought it was encouraging that the entire table, like all of the couples were trying to rally around them and asking, questions. Do you want to be in this relationship? Do you want to get to know each other better? And like making them, not making them, but making them vocalize, that they did want to continue. So it seemed like they were getting support from the table, which was encouraging.
Exactly.
Next up,
Real quick, because it seemed like they were rooting for Elliot as well. So if
uh-huh.
they're doing that, they have a shot.
Yeah, it is quite amazing that they rallied around these two. Interesting. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so next we go to Wackadoo, Jackie, who decides to get the attention of everybody at the table to bring up the text message again and Ree's behavior towards her. And she says that she's been crying all week because of what Ree did. Um, she felt humiliated and ridiculed. The rest of the table isn't with her though. They tell her that those are big words, and Ryan at one point says, "Let my wife talk." I was like, "Oh, okay." Ryan stepping up, wrong moment, but stepping up and condoning her bad behavior at this table. And Ree eventually apologizes to her and says, "I in no way, meant to humiliate you or ridicule you. I was trying to explain how this impacted my relationship." And I think I thought back to Ree's detailing of what happened with the text message on the couch on Sunday. And it wasn't bad. I didn't see it as being humiliating or anything like that. She could have done a whole lot worse. She
Right.
did gear it towards how that impacted her relationship with Jeff and how they handled it. She never once accused Jackie of anything other than sending the damn text message. I don't know why we continue to humor Jackie.
I have no clue either. I just, like I said, experts expulsion. Bye bye.
And then afterwards, she's saying all of these foul things to Ree, gets the apology, and then starts giggling and smirking, and Beth catches her reaction, and she says that Jackie throws dicks at people and then sits there and starts laughing, and she says that that's so weird. Yes. So I wonder if Beth and TJ are going to be activated and call out Jackie.
I think so.
But yeah, that was the end of the episode. Oh, well, the two episodes. So this Sunday we have commitment ceremony. Who do we think is bowing out? I know for
Oh,
sure. Yeah.
Tony and Marina. Tony and Morena.
How much you want to bet he writes stay?
If he does, I'd be so pissed.
But he's here to hang out and have fun with the boys.
True.
And then Adrian, I bet you anything Adrian's going to vote to stay.
Probably.
Morena and Athena are going to vote to leave, but I feel that they should kick Adrian off if he says stay.
Yes. This is why I think the expert expulsion is so needed because when they're couples that are clearly not going to work, clearly there's no hope there. Let them leave, please.
Right, but here's the thing. How much you want to bet they're going to ignore those two couples and focus solely on Paul and probably try to kick him off?
Could be.
Because his act of physical, violence is so much more devastating, considering they can't get the story right, so much more devastating than the mental atrocities that Adrian is putting on Athena over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
But we shall see. We shall see. But yeah, that's it, y'all. Okay, so I know I missed most of the spoilers. They talked about their past. So what other spoilers have we got? Hold on. They look at her face, Jackie, looking at the couples was crazy. Yeah, she is crazy. Did they have a meat plate there? No. No. Dave and James' parents to the fish. Let's see. Idiots. I was hoping it was Jamie and Dave. Yeah. So no more spoilers? Did anybody else see any spoilers on anyone?
Only the thing that you sent me about the text messages. I'm like, I need to see those. Oh, and how Paul and Karina aren't together because he was texting somebody named Emily.
He went on a dating app.
Yes. Was it Tinder? Was it Tinder? I think it was Tinder.
I think so, yeah. And he was hitting up someone like right after the experiment.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yes. And did you see Ryan come out saying that more is to come?
Yes.
He's dropping all of the dirt on Crazy Eyes Jackie. Hey Ava, long time no see. I think that's it. But keep us posted in the comment section if you see any spoilers on MAFS Australia. I'm trying to keep up, but it's hard for me. So keep a girl informed. Put it in the comment section. Thank you to all the new subscribers that have joined our tribe. We really appreciate it. Please give us a little thumbs up. We appreciate that too. If you have any comments for the replay crew, put them in the comments tab. We'll look forward to seeing you next week for episodes, 21 through 24. And yes. The experiment is almost over, y'all. It's almost over. We need to take out some of these brides and grooms because I can't deal with all of these idiots throughout the rest of the season. What's a great channel to watch it on? I watch on dailymotion.com. And when I go to the website, I just type in the search bar, Married at First Sight Australia season 12 episode, whatever episode I want to pull up. And they have the best videos on there. But you have to remember that the videos, Channel 9 in Australia, they strike these videos and take them down very quickly. So if you watch it on YouTube, they are down within hours. You have a little bit more time on Dailymotion. They love the accommodations. Yes, they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they do. I mean, I would love it too. Okay, the videos were awful this week. Yes, don't watch anything on YouTube because they have mutilated the videos so much that the audio is bad, the visual is bad. Watch on Dailymotion is so much better. There's on Dailymotion the Walt Disney something channel. Yeah, the Walt Disney Channel. I know I'm missing a word, but they have the best quality videos to me on dailymotion.com.
They do. That's what I watch every week.
Yep. Last season it was Cherry something. They had the best videos. This year is the Walt Disney something or the other. That has the best quality video for maths. So just go on over, take a look, see what you can find. But again, and remember the time difference. So it's air like Sunday night's episode will come on for us anywhere between 5 and 7 a.m. Sunday morning.
But the cool thing with Daily Motion is this season they're not with the Walt Disney Channel. They're not taking them down because I've watched them like days later. They're still up,
Mhm.
so they must have struck some kind of deal.
But that's not an actual Walt Disney Channel.
Oh, I
And
know.
it's not. Oh, you have. I don't think it's on Disney Plus. It's just a bootleg account on Daily Motion that's putting up,
Mm-hmm.
and they've called them. I'm surprised that Disney has let them keep that name.
Same.
But hold on, let me see if I can find it. But you'll see it when you do the search. They're usually one of the top search returns, and it says the Walt Disney something is the channel name, and you can watch their video, their bootleg video of Maths Australia. Okay. All right, guys, we're gonna head on out of here because I need to make some dinner and Jamal needs to finish work. Well, I've got one more email to send, but I can do that later. Um, you'll search, yeah. Scotland is super easy. Dailymotion.com. You don't have to sign up for anything. The search button is at the top of the website. Just plug in the show name and they'll pull it up. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us this week. We had an amazing time. And thank you for putting up with our schedule changes. We appreciate it. Oh, guys, have a great night. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here next Thursday and Friday. Jamal, any final thoughts?
No, we are good to go. Everyone, see you next week. Like we said, if you see any spoilers, please send them our way. So I'm always
Yes.
interested.
Please put them in the comment section. We are reading. We are ready. So take care, everybody. Enjoy your evening. Until next time. Bye.